Did you know that the oldest evidence of modern humans wasn't found in Europe or Asia, but in Africa? Prepare to have your understanding of history challenged with these surprising African history trivia questions. Let's dive in. Where in Africa did modern humans first emerge? The answer lies in multiple locations across the continent. The oldest widely accepted fossils of Homo sapiens were discovered at Jebel el-Houd in Morocco, dating back approximately 300,000 years. Other significant sites include Omo Kaibish and Hato, both in Ethiopia, revealing fossils around 195,000 and 160,000 years old respectively. Next question: what did the ancient Egyptians call their land? While we know it as Egypt, the civilization itself often referred to their home as Kemet, meaning the Black Land. This name reflects the fertile, dark soil of the Nile Valley, which was essential for their agriculture and prosperity. Now, let's talk pyramids. Everyone associates pyramids with Egypt, but which African country actually has more pyramids? Believe it or not, it's Sudan. The country boasts over 200 pyramids, mainly located at Meroe, Nuri, and El Kuro, remnants of the ancient kingdom of Kush. Speaking of Kush, this powerful kingdom in Nubia, present-day Sudan, once conquered and ruled Egypt. What dynasty did they establish? The Kushite rulers formed the 25th dynasty of Egypt, which lasted from approximately 744 to 656 BC. Notable pharaohs from this dynasty include Pi, Shabaka, and Tahaka. Time for another empire. The Ghana Empire was a major power in West Africa, but in which modern-day countries was it primarily located? The Ghana Empire flourished between roughly 300 and 1200 CE, centered in present-day Mauritania and Mali. Following the Ghana Empire, another rose to prominence. Which empire was founded by Sundiata Keita after the Battle of Karina in 1235? That would be the Mali Empire, which flourished from about 1235 to 1600 CE. One of its rulers is legendary. Which Mali emperor's pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 to 1325 became famous throughout the Islamic world? That's Mansa Musa, whose wealth and entourage made a lasting impression. Moving southward, in what modern-day countries did the Aksumite Empire flourish? The Aksumite Empire, known for its early adoption of Christianity, thrived in present-day Ethiopia and Eritrea from roughly the 1st to 7th century CE. Speaking of Christianity, under which king did the Aksumite Empire adopt Christianity in the 4th century CE? King Ezana made Christianity the state religion, establishing one of the world's oldest Christian civilizations. Let's jump to more recent history. Which African country holds the distinction of being the first sub-Saharan nation to gain independence from colonial rule? Ghana achieved this milestone on March 6, 1957. Which African country is the continent's oldest republic, achieving independence in 1847? That honor belongs to Liberia. And, on the other end of the spectrum, which is Africa's newest state, gaining independence on July 9, 2011? South Sudan is Africa's newest nation. Many African nations were colonized, but not all. Which country successfully resisted former colonization, defeating Italy at the Battle of Odwa in 1896? Ethiopia stood strong, though it was later occupied by Italy from 1936 to 1941. South Africa's history is marked by the struggle against apartheid. In what year did apartheid officially end? Apartheid officially ended in 1994. And who became South Africa's first black president in that same year? Nelson Mandela, a symbol of the anti-apartheid movement, became president. Let's switch gears to continental organizations. In what city was the Organization of African Unity, or OAU, founded on May 25, 1963? The OAU was founded in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. And what organization replaced the OAU in 2002? The African Union, or AU, took its place. Now, for some lesser-known details. What is the name of the ancient script used in the Kingdom of Kush, which remains only partly deciphered to this day? That would be Meroitic script. Which ancient library? One of the most famous centers of learning in the ancient world was located in Africa. The Library of Alexandria, in Egypt, was a treasure trove of knowledge. Shifting to mathematics, what is the name of the ancient bone, found near the Semliki River, that is often discussed as evidence of early mathematical thinking? It's the Ishango bone, dated to about 20,000 years ago, though its exact purpose is debated. Along the East African coast, a series of powerful city-states flourished. Name some of the major city-states of the Swahili coast. Kilwa, Mogadishu, Mombasa, and Zanzibar were all important centers of trade. These city-states were linked to extensive trade networks. With which regions across the Indian Ocean were the Swahili city-states connected? Arabia, Persia, India, and China were all key partners in this trade. African women wielded significant political power, but how many can you name? Can you name an African queen who led resistance against Rome? Queen Amenarinas of Kush was one such leader, fighting Rome around 27 BC to 22 BC. Can you name an African queen who resisted against the British? Yasantewa of the Ashanti led resistance against Britain in 1900. The Battle of Odwa is remembered for its significance. What is the historical importance of the Battle of Odwa in 1896? It stands as one of the most important anti-colonial victories in African history. In which years did the Moji Moji Rebellion take place in German East Africa? The Moji Moji Rebellion lasted from 1905 to 1907. From 1904 to 1908, a horrific event occurred in present-day Namibia under German colonial rule. What was it? The Herero and Nomo genocide stands as a stark reminder of colonial brutality. The Mau Mau uprising was a significant event in Kenyan history. Roughly, during which years did it occur? The Mau Mau uprising ran from approximately 1952 to 1960. Africa has also played a crucial role in the spread of world religions. In which early African regions did Christianity take root? Egypt, Ethiopia, and Nubia were early adopters of Christianity. And what is the historical significance of Ethiopia in relation to Christianity? Ethiopia stands as one of the world's oldest Christian civilizations. From which century did Islam spread into North Africa, and through what means did it primarily spread into West Africa? Islam spread into North Africa from the 7th century CE and into West Africa mainly through trade and scholarship from around the 8th to 12th centuries. Africa is often overlooked for its central role in human history, but what's one of the biggest reasons it should be considered so important? Africa is the starting point of the human story, with its fossils, tools, and genetic evidence foundational for understanding human origins. Medieval African empires were deeply involved in global trade, but what were some of the key goods traded from West Africa? Gold and salt were major exports from West Africa. What are other goods that were traded through Atlantic and Indian Ocean networks? Ivory, textiles, and enslaved people were traded widely. Many African societies had sophisticated systems of governance before colonialism. Name some features of these systems. Centralized kingship, councils of elders, legal codes, tax systems, standing armies, and long-distance diplomacy were all common. The scramble for Africa had a lasting impact on the continent, but when did it accelerate? The scramble for Africa gained momentum after the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. The legacy of colonialism continues to affect Africa today. Name some of the lingering effects. Border disputes, civil wars, fragmented ethnic territories, language policy conflicts, and uneven development are all consequences of colonial borders drawn with little regard for existing realities. Pan-Africanism emerged as a response to shared anti-colonial struggles. Name a few key leaders who shaped modern Pan-African politics and decolonization. Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Patrice Lumumba, Jomo Kenyatta, and Haile Selassie were all influential figures. Modern states often use ancient history to build national identity, But how do countries like Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, and Ghana do this? Egypt emphasizes pharaonic heritage, Sudan highlights Nubian and Kushite history, Ethiopia emphasizes continuity, Odwa, and Aksum, and Ghana invokes the legacy of the ancient Ghana Empire. Africa's history is vast and complex, filled with achievements, resilience, and lasting impact on the world. How much did you know? What other incredible facts about African history do you know?